big part of being successful in a small DIY business is knowing your audience, refining your personal craft, and crucially, building an online presence. And the tubs that these corals are in replicate the same parameters, temperature, and salinity that they'd experience in the Florida Keys, so when they can reproduce new coral and they're sent back, it's like they never left. Secondhand shopping has a great effect on the environment too, repurposing items like these boots and this belt rather than them ending up in a landfill. And this exhibit here is where Huntington spent his swimming days at Riverbanks, but life for green sea turtles hasn't always been easy. The Four Oaks Family Farm Store actually used to be a local family farm here, but they don't use this tractor on the field anymore. That's right, Emma Kate, if the government shuts down tonight, thousands of federal workers here in South Carolina would be impacted. Officials say it's most critical to pay attention to bus safety as drivers when children are in the back, sides, and front of the school bus, because that's when bus drivers can't see them. This is Anna Peterson's car. You can see shattered glass on the ground because it was broken into just a few weeks ago.
They went through everything. They went through the glove box, they went through the middle console, everything was just everywhere. My window just being completely gone, smashed in, glass everywhere.
Peterson is far from the only victim of this crime. In fact, motor vehicle break-ins typically account for a quarter of property theft in South Carolina. Richland County Sheriff officers tell Carolina News that vehicle break-ins are one of the most frequent crimes reported.
I know we get close to well over 1,000 a month.
Another criminal broke into Emily Hicks's car, a mom of two, earlier this year.
They went through the center console, everything, always stole my wallet, and I never saw it again.
Richland investigators shared the number of official vehicle break-in incidents over the last few years for this report. The numbers spiked from 2022 to 2023 and have gradually gone down, this year looking to be similar to 2024, but the numbers still aren't where police want them to be. Because these crimes are so common in Columbia, Richland deputies just got a new tool to help solve them.
We gave the deputies latent print kits and DNA to be able to process these car break-ins on their own without calling out crime scene.
They first take this brush and dust it on this dust, and then take a little bit off. And so in order to find a fingerprint, they just lightly stab it where these prints might be in order to find them and be able to test them for evidence. Investigators say these kits could be a factor in catching more of these criminals.
If somebody's been arrested before and we have their fingerprints on file, definitely going to catch them if we lift a latent print.
But officers say without a print, it's hard to catch these criminals, leaving victims like Anna and Emily frustrated, still unsure who broke into their cars.
I haven't heard any updates.
Wish someone would have let me know, if they caught the person.
But they do agree with officials on one thing.
Don't leave valuables in your vehicle at all.
Don't leave valuables in your car.
Don't leave anything in your car, ever.
Despite the hassle, Anna and Emily are hopeful these forensic kits can help put the brakes on car break-ins. In Columbia, I'm Amanda Allen, Carolina News. Riverbanks Zoo in Columbia holds animals of all kinds. And here behind the doors of their conservation center, you can find snakes, lizards, and coral. But what are they doing in these tanks?
It was, hey, zoos, aquariums, we need you to hold on to these animals and keep them alive.
Riverbanks created this coral lab to hold, preserve, and spawn coral colonies taken from the Florida Keys. But why were they taken?
Some researchers and scientists saw that there was a hard coral disease. There were healthy corals that were at risk.
The area in the Florida Keys where these coral inhabit is critical for around 45 different species, and 7 of these species are listed under the Endangered Species Act. And the tubs that these corals are in replicate the same parameters, temperature, and salinity that they'd experience in the Florida Keys, so when they can reproduce new coral and they're sent back, it's like they never left. There's even a blackout curtain to reflect the different moon phases. And zoo visitors were appreciative to discover that Riverbanks does more than just display animals.
Wish there was more education about it because it's so pertinent to the world and the oceans.
Riverbanks is one of 21 zoos in the country who help conserve coral for the Florida Keys. The main goal is to prevent extinction in the Keys and maintain genetic diversity.
We're just in the initial phases of trying to do the coral reproduction.
So while many visitors come to the zoo to see living things up close, behind the scenes, Riverbanks is working to save some too. In Columbia, I'm Amanda Allen, Carolina News. This is Sarah Brunson, and under this blue tent is her side business, Chaos Creations.
I started this about 3 years ago.
Sarah attends various events across the Midlands to sell her creations, using print designs and presses to produce her products.
I first started with the cups, and they're sublimation, so it's infused ink.
And she isn't the only one with a side hustle. This trend is rising nationally. 69% of Americans are actively seeking side businesses to add extra income, noting that small businesses seem a more promising option.
I kind of wanted a little side hustle because I have 2 young children, so this is my second job, kind of.
And to many, this is a way to give back.
Usually when you get something, you don't know where it came from. We can actually tell you where our products came from.
A big part of being successful in a small DIY business is knowing your audience, refining your personal craft, and crucially, building an online presence. According to business.com, having an online presence on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are key to keeping good exposure for side businesses.
Online presence gives them, it just grows their market to a much wider customer base.
And that's exactly what Sarah does.
I try to post multiple times a week at least to kind of gain interest and show new products.
While side businesses are another way to bring in more bucks, that isn't the main goal for Sarah.
I get to meet new people, talk, have a good time, and still get to make money.
Sarah also just added custom Christmas ornaments to her selling stock just in time for the upcoming holiday season. In Columbia, I'm Amanda Allen, Carolina News. Take a step into the Seven Oaks shop on a normal day, and you'll find items for sale. But right now, you'll see strokes of a paintbrush hidden amongst these trinkets.
I was trying out a new surface. This is a watercolor canvas.
Renee has been making art most of her life and jumped at the chance to create while customers browse.
It draws people in to see what we're doing and to see what they offer here at the Seven Oaks plant shop, which is fabulous.
Lynn Huff and the Seven Oaks crew turned their shop into a studio for the day, giving local artists a spotlight that sometimes is hard to find.
It's tangible also to connect with other people when you're watching art or when you're connecting with artists.
The arts and culture sector is the second highest contributor to the state's economy. And Renee says this medium is rewarding.
I love talking about art and making art and engaging people in the art making process.
The same goes for Tim, who works with wax art.
Exposing people to the different techniques and just letting them see and meet the artists is really important.
Many Midlands artists don't have retail spaces to showcase their work, only their websites.
It's tough to have venues where you can display your art where there's enough traffic.
And for Renee, it all blends down to one thing.
It's a way to bring joy.
Seven Oaks and the artist hope exposure like this helps the community see that the bigger picture of local art goes beyond the paint. In Irmo, I'm Amanda Allen, Carolina News.